He loves you every moment, he cares for you each day. And if you'll stop to think a while, he's blessed you in each way. Yes, that's his love. Yes, that's his love. Yes, that is our Father's
Johnny
love.
Appleseed, they cried. Here he comes, Johnny Appleseed. Hello, Johnny. The settlers always made a great fuss about Johnny. He was welcome in every cabin, and he had the best place by the fire. The children gathered close as he ate his corn pone and apple fritters and wild honey. When he had eaten, he read verses from the Bible, and then he told the news. They were starved for news on the frontier, for talk of the important things that were happening far away in the east in Washington, where the great men of government lived in America. Not that Johnny ever got to Washington, or anywhere near it. He didn't, but he met people on the trails and on the turnpikes who did, and he passed their news along to the settlers. When the serious question of news was taken care of, Johnny might spin a few yarns of his own. The children always laughed when he told about the boy who caught a fish so big that he had to carry it over his shoulder while its tail dragged on the ground. He had a fish fry that lasted for 3 days, and when it was done, he sold the bones to a keel boat skipper to use for an oar. Do you believe that was a true story? I think Johnny was telling a tale on that one, although there are some great big fish. Johnny Appleseed knew the Indians as well as he knew the white settlers. From them, he learned the art of making medicines to soothe burns and of brewing herb teas to cure sickness. And the Indians respected him for who he was, a peaceful man. Till the next time, Mama Luca here. See you then. And we will finish the story of Johnny
Loves
Appleseed.
you every moment, he cares for you each day. And if you'll stop to think a while, he's blessed you in each way. Yes, that's his love. Yes, that's
Value of love. Mama
his
Luca's here
love.
again. The value of love about Johnny Appleseed. Remember the last thing we were talking about? It was saying he was talking about the Indians, and that the Indians respected him for he was a peaceful man. Do you know who the Indians are? Maybe Mama or Papa can tell you. We won't go into it right this minute, maybe another time. Just because he was peaceful, Johnny was troubled when bad feelings arose between the Indians and the white settlers. The Indians resented it when the white people took over their land. As Johnny went his way with his tools and his apple seeds, he saw that the Indians were preparing for war. He heard them speak of the white men with hatred. There will be fighting, said Randy one evening as he sat with Johnny beside a campfire. The birds talk about it in the trees, and the squirrels tell of seeing a war party in the north. Bummer. Johnny Appleseed, what will you do if there is war between your red brothers and your white ones? It was a hard question. It made Johnny's heart heavy. I will do whatever I can to stop it, he decided, but I will not lift a hand against anyone, not an Indian or someone that is white. Johnny Appleseed was getting older now. Johnny loved the idea of love, right? This book is about love, not war. There will be fighting. Remember Randy said that? So Johnny decided he would not fight. Soon after, Johnny saw Indians wearing their war paint. Their faces were stern and angry. It's happening, whispered Randy. They're going to attack the settlers' cabins. The stockade at Mansfield isn't far away, said Johnny. I'll warn the settlers. They can go to the stockade, which the Indians won't be so quick to attack. Johnny began to run, and for once in his life he didn't worry about apple seeds. If some spilled out of his sack, he never noticed. He raced from cabin to cabin. The Indians are getting ready to attack, he cried. Hurry, drop everything, run to the stockade. The settlers raced to the stockade, and when the Indians came swooping down on the cabins, they found emptiness. There was no one to fight them. There was no killing. The settlers were safe for the moment, but they wouldn't be safe for long. So there's Johnny Appleseed wearing his pot, yelling, "Hurry, hurry! Leave your homes, go to the stockade. There aren't enough of us to stand off an attack of the Indians if the Indians bring more warriors," said one man inside the stockade. "Besides, we can't stay here forever. We're short of food and water. Someone has to go to the fort at Mount Vernon and bring back the soldiers." Mount Vernon was a small settlement 30 miles away. 30 miles is a long ways when you're on a horseback or walking. The settlers thought of the journey through dense woods and across half-cleared land, and their hearts went cold. Then Johnny Appleseed spoke up. He had been standing quietly near the gate with his cooking pot on his head. "I'll go," he said. "If it will save a single life, I'll go." He set out right away. He traveled all day and all night. He never seemed to hurry, yet he covered the ground quickly. The Indians saw him, and they let him pass unharmed. He was a peaceful man, and they could not think of him as their enemy. The soldiers at Mount Vernon were terribly excited when they heard of the settlers in trouble at Mansfield. They ran to get their weapons and check their ammunition. "But we'll need someone to guide us," said one officer to Johnny. "Can you show us the way to Mansfield?" Johnny groaned a weary groan. "You can do it," whispered his little friend Randy. "Rest for a while, and then you'll feel strong again." Johnny nodded. "Give me an hour and some food and water," he told the officer. "Then I'll be ready to set out." After an hour, Johnny was ready, and again he walked for a day and a night through the forest. When the soldiers arrived at Mansfield, the Indian attack had already begun. The men from Mount Vernon charged into the fight with blazing guns, and the Indians fled. But when the smoke cleared, Johnny Appleseed was gone too. He had done all he could to keep the peace, but when fighting broke out anyway, he vanished into the woods. It's all about love, the value of love. Well, I think we'll have to take the rest of that to one more segment. I will see you again next time on the value of love. Mama Luca sang
Loves you
ciao for now.
every moment. He cares for you each day. And if you'll stop to think a while, He's blessed you in each way. Yes, that's His love. Yes, that's His love. Yes, that is our Father's love that's dwelling in our hearts. He wants you